On December 17, 2010, a rural Tunisian street vendor named Mohamed Bouazizi lit himself on fire in a desperate act of protest after corrupt police confiscated his street cart. This single act of immolation sparked a wave of protests that spread from Tunisia to the rest of the Middle East. As a result, both Egypt and Tunisia held their first free and fair elections in more than 50 years. However, more than 6 years after the Arab Spring, only Tunisia remains a democracy, while Egypt has reverted to military dictatorship. I argue that the influence of powerful business people on transitional democracies is what explains the divergence between these two countries. My research helps reveal the factors that determine when elites are a threat to democracy and when they will let democracy live on. As you can see in this chart from Transparency International, most of the countries in the Middle East are colored dark red, which means very corrupt. Powerful businesses maintain close relationships with political elites to ensure that their businesses are protected from competition. However, both Egypt and Tunisia are considered to be equally corrupt, so corruption alone can't explain the difference in outcomes between these two countries. For that reason, I undertook field research in both countries, interviewing more than 60 business people and policymakers. I found that business people are highly influential because they use their wealth to manipulate parties and candidates in elections. However, this influence did not undermine democracy in Tunisia because business people did not work together as a unified whole. By contrast, in Egypt, the economic influence of the military forced business people to unite around opposing democracy. After Egyptian independence in the 1950s, military generals set up businesses in manufacturing, ostensibly for the defense industry. Currently, these generals control so many firms that Egyptian companies are forced to do business with them. I found that these business people fear the military because military firms are immune to lawsuits. For that reason, when the military wanted business people to help them build a new dictatorship after their coup, everyone complied. By comparison, in Tunisia, business people are politically influential, which keeps corruption high, but each one followed a different political strategy, which made it hard for any one party to monopolize power and push for a return to dictatorship. While surprising, this situation is not so different from the United States after the Revolutionary War, when powerful agribusiness owners like Thomas Jefferson supported the democratic transition so long as their property rights, such as owning slaves, were respected. Whether at home or abroad, the survival of democracy crucially depends on powerful elites.